All right, we got new details from Sea-Tac Airport. One runway now open after being de-iced.
Okay, so that's a positive sign, because for the last few hours, the runways have been closed and they didn't know when they'd be able to open. So that's a bit of relief for a lot of frustrated travelers this morning. Dan Griffin live at Sea-Tac.
Yes, good morning to you. You know, that is welcome news. It popped up on my phone. I looked down and I had to make sure that you guys knew, because that obviously lifts some spirits to some degree when you're at least one runway is now open for some limited operation. So that's good news. Glad to hear it here. But still, when you look at the numbers, it's a little bit tough to see. There's 439 cancellations. If we can pan over to this board, just take a look. It reminds me of a bad scenario in a movie. You know, somebody trying to get home and you just see the whole thing pop up with canceled all the way top to bottom. That is what we have been seeing here for a lot of them this morning. 439 cancellations here, 83 delays at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport here. And Alaska Airlines basically had a recording going for a while here telling people that all of their flights have been canceled until at least noon. And if they lived in the Seattle area, that those passengers should just go home because they're not going to be able to rebook them for days because of those continuing weather conditions. I'm joined by two guys here, by the way. They were trying to get out to go to Atlanta, Georgia. Nick here and then Anthony here. I just wanted to talk with you guys about how you heard that your flight was not going to make it.
We actually got here at about 6:30 because the roads were awful, and then we didn't know until we actually got here and it seemed that all the kiosks were closed. So we asked an attendant. She was like, oh yeah, everything's pretty much shut down until noon. And we were like, okay, expecting some sort of text or confirmation on my phone from the airline that we didn't even get. So we didn't know until we got here and seen the panic.
What were you feeling when you learned this? Because you were trying to get home.
Well, you know, you want to be home for family and can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Might as well enjoy the time here in Seattle while we can.
It's kind of a double whammy, you said, too, because you wanted to get through Chicago, but of course Chicago has also been hit by bad weather.
Yeah, Chicago went out of the picture pretty quickly, so we tried to push through and get some more work done up here locally, and it turned out to be a nightmare at this point.
Well, I wish you guys the best, by the way. Merry Christmas. Oh, did you want to say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, I do wish you guys the best, and Merry Christmas. Thank you for being here with us, and good luck. By the way, airlines, there are many of them that are actually waiving change fees, so you want to check in with them if perhaps you have a flight that's been canceled or delayed and maybe you can't make it. Check in, see if they can get you rebooked. Check in and see if they can waive those fees, because there are a number of airlines that are doing that as well. Of course, we'll be here watching these cancellations, these delays, bringing you up to date on everything. I mean, just in the past little bit, that one runway is opened. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that another one maybe will open. I myself have a flight that's supposed to take off today at noonish, so fingers crossed on that. Villa Maria.
And also, Dan, I'm sorry about your situation. You're in the same boat as so many people there at Sea-Tac this morning. But, you know, the waiving the change fees, that's nice for those airlines. But you heard an announcement from Alaska earlier this morning saying that they didn't anticipate being able to rebook anybody at least through today and maybe longer, right?
Right. They said because of the extended weather, I believe, situation, they did not anticipate they were going to be able to rebook people for days. I remember I was just telling you all this a little bit ago. I had just walked into the airport. I heard this message going across the intercom. This woman walks in right after me, and she goes, oh, what did the message say? And I explained to her that Alaska was saying that, you know, these flights are going to be canceled through at least noon. They weren't going to be able to rebook them for days. And she just burst into tears and sat down on the floor. And you can tell she's just, you know, so upset, so destroyed by that. I mean, this is, you know, after everything we've all been through for the past few years, the pandemic, everything else, if you can just be with your family for the holidays, it's a miracle to be able to be together. So to hear this message, to see what we're all dealing with, it's really a punch to the gut. You can tell it hurt.
And, you know, the crews at Sea-Tac working as hard as they can to de-ice the runways, try to get planes moving once again. They do have one runway open now, which is great, but we're talking about considerable delays and a lot of cancellations. Dan's tracking all of it from the airport for us. Thank you.